Guys,
There you are.
how are you guys tonight? I'm gonna pull up the live on my computer and then we'll get started. If you're watching it live, put a 1 in the comments. If you're going to watch the replay, go ahead and put 2 in the comments. All right, so I'm here tonight to tell you a little bit of what's been happening in my life. All you guys know, I took a trip to Ohio, and I was supposed to build a tiny home on wheels, but my financing fell through at the end, and but it's going to happen. I do still have my blueprints, and once we get settled down here, then I'll start thinking about my tiny home again. But right now I have something to introduce you to. I have a new adventure. All of you guys know I was with a previous company, and I still use the products. I love the company and the products, but I had a company come that was introduced to me, and in my present situation with my family, the product itself was going to benefit them the most. So I took this leap of faith, and I'm pretty excited, and it's helped my family so much already. I do have a guest speaker I'm going to be pulling up. Uh, so if you guys can just hold a second and we'll get Alicia invited and we'll get started. Let me know what you guys are doing tonight. You guys can post in the comments if it's raining or what you guys are up to. To the beach with my family, but I stayed home to take care of this today. So we'll wait a couple minutes, seconds, and see if Alicia comes
She's on.
Is she on?
Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome.
I gotta
Corey has
adjust here.
the camera, so I'm trying to look at my live on the computer and talk to you without looking at you right now. But so this is Alicia. Alicia and I have been friends, what, 11 years?
Oh gosh, let me think. Yeah, maybe a really long time.
Yeah, it's been quite a while, 10 or 11 years, I think. We both started in a health and wellness company, and we've been helping each other along our adventures.
We love health and wellness, don't we?
Oh, for sure. I've been in health and wellness probably about 25 to 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done a lot of research in that time.
Awesome. Cool. So I'm so glad you said yes, Sheila, when I talked to you about this. I'm so glad you decided to jump on board. I think it's amazing. I think with health and wellness, this is really going to take people to like that next level, because I think people are looking for alternatives. You know,
They are
they go
natural
to
alternatives.
and they go to their doctor, and they get their prescriptions to handle a symptom, and then they might feel better there, but then something else gets thrown out of whack, and they don't feel good, and they got to treat that symptom. And so with what we have in our hands now, like, it's going to help everybody's bodies like just function the way that they're supposed to function, which is absolutely amazing. But look at everybody
Right.
saying hello from where they're from. They're saying hello and goodbye. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Rich from Venice.
Cool.
Hi, Sid. Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Art. Hi, Art. So I didn't mention what it actually is that we're doing, so maybe we should do something like that.
Okay, then you got it at the table in front of you.
I do. I don't know if you guys can see this. We joined a company called My Daily Choice, and they have different umbrellas, and one of the umbrellas is HempWorks, and HempWorks is a cannabis, and all of our bodies have receptors in them. Alicia, I don't know if you want to go a little bit more into depth on that. I'm still fairly new into it.
Okay. We all have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies. So our cells have receptors for this oil. And it's actually not been a part of our diets for a really long time. And if you think about like what's going on in the society around us with people with their health, like anxiety, depression, like all these kind of things, like there's something missing. And this right here, this CBD oil is the missing link, if you ask me. Now, there's doctors out there that will explain the endocannabinoid system in our body and how CBD works in our body. And so I'll explain just kind of in layman's terms a little bit. So we have different systems, you know, we have our digestive system, our nervous system, our skin, like our breathing, respiratory, our cardiovascular, like we have all these different systems in our body. When people get sick, they treat like a, they treat a symptom. And so what that does is it throws all the other systems off in our body, and then we need to treat this other symptom in this other system. So what CBD does, it's like a communicator between all of this stuff, and it brings our body into homeostasis. And homeostasis is balance and the way that our bodies are supposed to function. So people are feeling so much better. Their body's working the way that it can be that it should be working. I will have to say that I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything like that. We're not doctors. We're not saying that it's going to cure something. But
there's some with notes.
It may. Okay, so it may. So we will be dropping some disclaimers here. Like I said, we're not doctors. But the cool thing about this CBD and this company is you can try it for 30 days. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If it's not working for you, you can send an empty bottle back and get your money back. So that's
awesome. Another thing I wanted to mention is a lot of customers don't like auto ships, and this company is not required an auto ship. You can have an auto ship if you want, don't want to forget, but you can just order at your will, which is awesome. A couple of questions. I think Rich had a question. He can't do cannabis because he's a truck driver. We do have the THC free and with the THC. They're both, but it's only, I don't know if you want to tell the difference, Felicia?
Okay, sure. So we have a full spectrum, which includes CBD and then other cannabinoids, including THC. The legal limit of THC is 0.3%, and ours actually has 0.03%. So it's well below that legal limit of THC. It's well below it. But we do have those people that are concerned about a drug test. And to give you peace of mind, we do offer the THC free. So the THC free, you're still going to get benefits from it, but it's not going to be all the benefits that you would get from like a full spectrum CBD oil. So you do have the option for either or. So that was a good comment, Rich.
And another thing I want to make clarity is you don't get high off of this. CBD oil is not, I don't know if you went the cannabis tree, and then you have the marijuana side and you have the hemp side. So the marijuana side has more of the THC and less of the CBD oil, and the hemp side has more of the CBD oil and less of the THC. Is that correct?
Right. Yep. So a lot of people confuse like hemp and marijuana. Like they're both under cannabis, but they're cousins to each other. So hemp is not marijuana. But more and more people are realizing the benefits of this CBD oil. And we're hearing amazing testimonies left and right of what it's doing for people. Speaking of testimonies, did you want to share some, Sheila?
I do have a few of them. I was introduced to the company. I actually did a silent launch because of the moving situation. So I joined the company about a month ago, Alicia?
Yeah. 6 weeks
a month
maybe.
ago, maybe
Mhm.
5, 6 weeks ago.
Mhm.
And I wanted to wait till we got settled. I still don't have internet, so I'm running off my hotspot right now. I was trying to wait for that too, but I couldn't wait anymore. I had to tell you guys about this. So, but we were up in Ohio, and a lot of you know that my dad suffers from long-term type 2 diabetes. My mom had a stroke about 12 years ago, and my son suffers from peptic ulcers, and his intestines were actually parachuting inside each other also. We were in and out of the hospital with my son. Um, my father's eyes, let me start with my father. I got so many testimonies, I got to start with one. So my father, with his long-term diabetes, he was so high for so long. His sugar's been 220 to 280 plus for the past 10 years. And I started it on him with the keto lifestyle, just the cooking. And it lowered every 2 weeks, it lowered anywhere from 20 to 40, whatever those are called. And so by the time he was taking, eating a keto lifestyle and stuff, and was about 2 months in, he his sugar basically was getting better and better and better. By 2 months, his sugar was normal. By that third month, 90 days, his sugar had been normal. He was actually eating um, what he wanted, and his sugar would be back down to normal the next morning. I introduced him to hemp about 2 months in, about a month ago, so about 2 months in, and it's also helping him. Now, his eyes started going bad. He went to the doctor, and basically what's happening is the blood vessels in the eyes are busting. So it's forming like spongy tissue in there, and he was actually starting to go blind. With the keto lifestyle and the hemp oil that we've been using, the CBD oil, it's actually correcting it now. He had a black spot. Now the black spot is gone. He's just seeing blurry right now. Doesn't matter. There's no correction for it. So basically, the doctor told him he needed to keep the sugar down and stay healthy. So then it can heal itself. So that's kind of how I've been using it with that. Also, the stress of moving. This was like the worst move I think anybody probably could have done. It took me about a little over 3 months to get everybody down here. So it was a crazy move. So like the CBD oil really stress and anxiety, so it kept us not biting our heads off and different things like that. So that's kind of my dad's testimony. My mom's testimony, she's actually a stroke sufferer. She had a stroke about 12 years ago. Our personal friends know about this. Um, she also is on medication to help with that, the anxiety and stuff of it, and it's actually made her worse. So what we're doing now is we're trying to get her off of those with the hemp oil, CBD oil, and also it helps. Alicia, maybe you can help me a little bit with this, with rebuilding, brain cells rebuilding.
Well, it helps like with the neurotransmitters, helps things communicate better.
Yeah, she has, I don't know if you've met her before, she has problems with her speech and stuff. And she's going through a little bit of withdrawals from the medication she was on, because we're trying to take her off of it now. So this is actually, as soon as she takes her hemp CBD oil, within 15 minutes to 20 minutes, she's not crying anymore, and she's more calm and relaxed, and she can function for the day. Before that, it was a struggle. She would have, um, you know, breakdowns basically, where, especially during the moving time, it was very stressful. And actually, the last day, this is very unfortunate, but something good happened out of it. But my mom fell in a hole. We were pulling out the furnace vents, and the there was a hole in the floor, and she didn't see it. She actually fell down in it, and she was dangling from the floor down into the basement. With her her pulling her arms with her stroke, she was never able to pull her one arm up above like a certain level. She always had to help herself. Since this, and with the CBD oil that we've been giving her about a month now, I can tell like her movement and stuff, her walking is more balanced. And I don't know if her arm was out of socket or the muscle was tight, but when she was hanging there, now she can lift her hands up. She'll have no problem with it. I'm not, putting any credit on anything, but she's been on the CBD oil for about a month, and she did stretch that. So it is sore, but she's actually able to lift her arms now.
Wow.
But I am confident that she'll be able to get off the medication she's on, and hopefully this might even be able to get her back to normal somewhat. So we're really excited about that. Save the best for last. My son's testimony. Um, when I was in Ohio, like I said, I was up there for almost a year. He was in and out of the hospital for like 4 times. Like I said, he suffers from peptic ulcers, and his intestines. I'm not sure the word what it's called, but his intestines were parachuting inside each other. Very painful, very um, nausea. He always throwing up. We usually ended up in the hospital if he had an episode. Um, Now that he's been able to start with the CBD oil, as soon as he gets an episode, the first episode that he had that we were able to use the CBD oil was actually on the way up down here. He was doing fairly well. I don't know, were you using the CBD oil before
Yeah.
before the trip?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was
Like
using it before the
4
trip,
times.
but usually he has to take a hot shower and it'll relieve some of the tension in his stomach. But on the trip, we didn't have a hot shower. We were stuck in the car. We had fallen asleep for 3 hours, and he woke up and he was starting to go in pain. And we were like, oh no, what do we do now? Because he needs a shower pretty much immediately, hot water. So I pulled out my CBD oil, and he took, I don't know if he took a half a dropper.
I
I
took a
think
bunch.
he started with a half a dropper, but it was helping, but it didn't help completely. So we gave him a little bit more. Within 15 minutes to 20 minutes, it was completely gone. We were back on the road within a half hour, and we made it to Florida. So those are my testimonies with the product just being in it for a little over a month. Like I said, I really didn't launch the business because I was so busy with the moving and stuff. I wasn't able to, but this product is really helping my family. And the stress of moving has definitely helped me. And in fact, I'm nervous as fat right now. I'm going to show you how we actually take some CBD oil. So the average serving, Alicia, is 15 to 20 drops, but somebody would probably want to start out with less.
Everybody has a sweet spot. So you can start with 5 and then throughout the day, kind of see how you feel and play with your dosage.
I was doing during my move because it was so stressful. I was doing about a half a dropper. That's what I'm going to take now and see if my nerves, my palms stop sweating. Let's see how it happens. But what you do is you put it underneath your tongue and you hold it there for a minute.
Try not to laugh it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll explain the rest while you're holding it there. Okay, so we have sublingual glands underneath our tongue, and if you hold it there for 60 to 90 seconds, it actually absorbs right into your bloodstream. And some people will feel like immediate, like over them. Some people it takes a little bit longer, or it might take a different dosage. Like we all have a sweet spot. So so sublingually is how we take it because it's the quickest way to get into the bloodstream. Even people who are having heart attacks, they suggest like an aspirin under the tongue because it quickly gets into the bloodstream. So it's that same kind of concept. So Sheila's holding it there for a minute. And we have a couple different flavors.
We do have a couple flavors.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a couple flavors. We do have peppermint at the 500 and the 750. And basically it's just more concentrated if you're having health issues. A lot of the people were starting with the 750. Um, we have the peppermint and the regular flavor, just the natural flavor. It's more of a, I don't know, I haven't tasted. Corey, you've had it
Planty.
before.
It's kind of planty.
It's kind of planty tasting.
I
Corey
don't
didn't
like
like it at
I
first,
don't
but
like peppermint, so
he's not a peppermint person, so he didn't really like the peppermint, but it was the natural flavor he liked after he took it a couple of times. So, but I love the peppermint flavor. I don't know about you, Alicia.
Yeah, it's very very mild peppermint, but
Yeah,
it's fresh tasting, you know.
yeah, I love it. We do have a few other products. One thing, I don't have any pets right now, but if you have any pets, we do have a CBD line for pets, treats, and the oil. We do have a small facial line. We have the Renew and the Revive. And I just got these, so I haven't really even opened them. Alicia, have you been using them?
Yeah, actually, I've been using both, but I will share about the Renew real quick. I guess maybe my little testimony. When I first was introduced to the CBD, I was like, okay, well, I don't really have ailments. I don't take prescription drugs. Like, I don't really know if I'll get a testimony from this, you know. But as I started learning more about it and what it could actually do, I discovered that actually I could benefit from it. I'm very fair skinned. I have freckles, fair skin. I live in Florida. I love the sun. And I have spots on my legs and my arms from, you know, the sun. I go to a dermatologist. They tell me put lots of sunscreen on, wear long pants, wear a long shirt. You know, precancerous has come up, you know, multiple times. So I just got to thinking about it like, well, maybe this will actually help that. And so I actually ordered the 750. Now, the 750 is actually more for chronic issues. Chronic issues, okay? So think about what could be a chronic issue, and then that will help you determine which one you purchase. But I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get the 750, and I'm going to take it orally every single day. And then I'm going to get the Renew, because the Renew is a topical CBD. And I'm going to use it on my arms and my legs. And if you go on my Facebook page and look through my feed, you'll see a picture of my legs like before and then after using the 750 and the Renew cream. So I'm seeing a difference in my skin, even just the dryness of it. Like I have dry skin. That's just how I am, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah,
like I could probably skip a day without putting lotion on. And before I just look super ashy. So yeah, I'm loving it, and I'm hoping that these spots that are on my skin will go away completely, and I can continue loving the sun.
I know. I had a friend, I went camping in Ohio, and the only product I had on me, I had started with the Relief. And that was the only product I had on me. And I had a friend, and she has fibromyalgia, how do you say that?
Fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia, and she was having arthritis issues with her wrist. And I told her, I said, well, I just got this cream. I hadn't even opened it yet. And I said, she was already taking CBD oil, and so she wanted to try it. So I put some on her wrist, and I mean, literally, she could hardly move it. And by the probably within a half hour, she was like kind of rotating it a little bit. It was still a little sore. By the next morning, she had full rotation of it. It was crazy. She was really happy with the Relief.
Cool.
I don't know if you've used the Relief at all.
Yeah, actually, I did use it the other day, like 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago. I was putting lipstick on, and you know how you to like rub the lipstick in? Well, when I did
Yeah,
that, my jaw popped. Like it has never popped before in my life, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like what just happened? Like that never
right.
happened to me." And I know like TMJ is a thing, but I've never been diagnosed with TMJ or whatever. Well, the next morning I woke up and I'm like, "Wow, my jaw is legitimately sore. Like what the heck happened?" So Matt, actually, I was laying in bed complaining about it, and he got up and he went and got me the Relief cream, and I rubbed it on right here, and I'm fine now. And then Marshall, my 8-year-old, actually has quite often he has growing pains. Like he'll wake up in the middle of the night coming to my room crying, and I literally have to like squeeze and massage his legs, squeeze them and massage them. I heard Tums like helps get rid of the pain. I don't know why, but you know, I'll squeeze and massage him. And Matt, like one night, like just thought, well, what if I put relief on him? And he put the relief on him, and he went back to bed. So
I know, it's crazy. It also helps with my upper sciatic. I have upper sciatic issues because of stress and different things that I've gone through in my life,
right.
and it really relieves that too. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. The company does have other umbrellas. I don't know if we want to quick mention any of those.
I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about them because the CBD is where it's at right now. Everybody wants and needs the CBD, but they do have like a cashback travel thing, and then some vitamin sprays that absorb into your mouth like sublingually too. So, but
Yeah, these are first to market vitamin sprays. You just spray 6 times in your mouth, and instead of taking a supplement, and you get all the nutrition from the vitamin spray.
right.
So they have
So
different things.
do you want me to go over like a little bit more about the business side of what we're doing?
Yeah, why don't you do that? I did want to mention we are giving away a free bottle today. So if you would at least like or heart the video, comment something below if you've used it or something, and also share it. And I'll have a drawing, and I'll probably have it maybe the winners by tomorrow. We'll do the winner by tomorrow. And this is for a 500 full spectrum peppermint flavor.
Awesome. Yeah. So 1 for live, 2 for replay. Like it and share it.
Like it and share it. And
Like
let
it.
me know if you've used CBD oil before, if you're interested.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about the company a little bit. So Sheila and I have actually been in this industry for a really long time, and we know what this industry can do for families and for people. The sky's the limit. Like I started in the industry really seriously almost 7 years ago. And at that time, my house was in foreclosure, and I saw the opportunity, and I knew that if I just ran with this opportunity, like I would make money. And we were fortunate enough to save our house from foreclosure, so I know firsthand like what this business can do for people. So why the name of this company actually is called HempWorks, and why would you choose to get involved with this if you're looking to make a side income? Well, first of all, we are a debt-free company. Okay, and that's very important because you don't want to get involved with a company that owes a ton of money and they can't pay their people and they go bankrupt. So we're debt-free. We have less than 100,000 distributors or affiliates, I guess you could say. And so if you're looking for an opportunity, you want to get in when there's less than 100,000. That's where we're at. We're on a ground floor right now. It's a ground floor opportunity, which is amazing. What kind of sets us aside as far as our product is concerned is the purity of our CBD oil. Our CBD oil is actually 100% pure from the hemp plant. So if you currently take a CBD, I challenge you to look at the label and see what's in it. CBD is actually very thick and it needs a carrier oil, and our carrier oil is hemp seed oil. So it actually comes from the hemp plant, which is really amazing. Some of them have like grapeseed oil and sunflower lecithin and polysorbate and just all these things. Like, what? You know, what is this stuff? So ours is 100% pure from the hemp plant. We've partnered with farms in Kentucky. We are legal in all 50 states. We are actually underneath the Farm Bill Act of 2014. What else is amazing about it? We do third-party testing. Every single batch of our CBD oil is third-party tested, so they make sure that it's up to the standards that they want. And they do full disclosure. You can go on the website and you can see all the reports of what's in those bottles and those batches. this is something that everybody can use. Like I said earlier, like I didn't feel like I had any ailments and I didn't know how I'd benefit from this. But after I started taking it and researching it, I realized like, wow, I really can benefit from it. And that's another thing too, is if you're wondering if you would benefit from it, think of what your ailment is, and you can literally go on Google and Google, you know, depression and CBD, anxiety and CBD, chronic pain and CBD, lupus and CBD. You know, you can look it up. You can go on NIH.gov and look up your ailment and CBD, and there's been clinical researches and studies and stuff on what CBD can do. So it's pretty amazing. Also, our team and our company has a system in place. So if you're concerned about joining something like this, if you'll have success, if you just follow the system that's in place, then you can be successful. Now, you do have to put in effort. You do have to work. You know, we have an income disclosure statement too. You can't just enroll and expect to make money. You actually do have to put in the work. But the industry is amazing because you can work when you want, where you want, with whom you want, and you write your own paycheck. So what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So that's what I really love about it.
I know one thing, I've already gotten 3 checks and I've hardly worked the business at all. So we do get paid weekly and monthly. So that's another awesome thing. I'm sure you're going to go through that too, but
I'm not going to go too much into that. I just feel like if you are interested in this, you can actually take a free tour of the business. Just send Sheila, if you are Sheila's guest on here, just send her your email and she can give you a free tour of the business. If you want more information on the product, she can send you her link so you can do a little more research. The website is amazing because it's got so much information on it. Like I would suggest even clicking on the frequently asked questions on there and reading about it. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the company's done a great job with the website.
Yeah, they really did. Yep. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say about it, Sheila.
I think we did a pretty good job. I think I covered everything I wanted to say too on my end. I wanted to get my testimonies out without crying, and I did. So, and I'm not as nervous. My hands aren't shaking, so I think the CBD oils actually helped a little bit. I was shaking like a leaf before I got on here, so I am a little humid out. We are in Florida. I don't know if you guys saw the background of the sunset behind me. It was beautiful tonight. But, thanks for joining us. And if you have any questions, you can private message me. I can also send a link through Messenger too if you don't have an email. And I would love to get you started and get you on your journey if you're wanting to. I know there's a few people out there ready to join. So you guys are next to have your live videos. So want to say a closing or how should we do that? Corey, you want to say something?
You did.
Come on, Corey, say a little bit.
Nope, you did the best.
Corey's my son. He's been holding the camera for me, so I wouldn't have to worry about that part. But he's actually in the business, and we're both going to be working together.
Thanks, Corey, for being the
You're
video
welcome.
man.
No problem.
All right, girl.
All right,
awesome.
guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead and message it to me. Post a 1 if you saw it live, a 2 if you saw the replay, and have a great night from Siesta.
Bye.
And don't
Now, this
forget
is
now.
my son.